We are one of the few states in the country to let it happen, and because of that, thousands of New Mexicans are left in financial ruin.
Even though it's all quite legal, some call it unconscionable. Larry Barker has spent the past 2 months investigating. Here's Larry's report.
The tragedy is lives have been ruined.
It's a very serious threat. I think it's outrageous.
No one should have to pay triple-digit interest rates on a loan.
It's the kind of transaction you would expect to make in a back alley. Yet in New Mexico, there's a thriving industry that's legally cashing in on hundreds of millions of dollars. We're talking about the storefront loan business. Every year, more than 200,000 New Mexicans take out short-term installment loans at exorbitant interest rates, as high as 175%.
There are no policy reasons that support continuing to charge unfair, unaffordable, and exploitive loans.
Albuquerque attorney Karen Myers headed up Attorney General Gary King's Consumer Division.
You shouldn't be giving people loans at rates that are outrageous and unconscionable.
Did it ever occur to you when you took out the loan that you would lose everything, your car and all that money?
No, it's absolutely devastating to us.
We'll call her Rebecca. While living near Farmington, she faced a financial crisis after her husband was laid off.
We needed to pay for our rent, our utilities.
So she went to a storefront lender. Using the title to her car as collateral, Rebecca was loaned $3,500 at 155% interest.
It was very enticing, as they say in Navajo, a yohlakan. It sounds good. It's like, yes, this is our answer to our prayers.
It was only after signing the papers that Rebecca realized she could not afford the payments.
On a $3,500 loan, we're going to be paying back $11,445.
You don't have that kind of money, do you?
No.
Rebecca is now behind on her payments.
We're going to have to just give them the vehicle. It's the only vehicle that we have. So now we have to just surrender it to them because we can't afford that payment.
Rebecca is not alone. Every year, thousands of New Mexicans end up with short-term installment loans at astronomical interest rates. It's an industry that appeals to families who may have bad credit and need access to quick cash. In 2019, New Mexico's storefront lending industry wrote loans exceeding $500 million.
No one should be having to make the choice between paying for basic necessities and making a payment on a triple-digit interest rate loan.
Lindsay Cutler is an attorney with the New Mexico Center on Law and Poverty.
175% interest loan is a predatory loan. It's unaffordable. It's an interest rate that's alarming. On its face, it's alarming.
Let's put this in perspective. The average interest rate on an automobile loan is about 5%. The average interest on a 30-year home mortgage is 4%. In New Mexico, the interest rate on a $500 6-month installment loan can be a whopping 175%. And it's all perfectly legal. New Mexico's installment loan industry is the only business in the state allowed to charge triple-digit interest, courtesy of the legislature.
It's a tribute to the power of the industry's lobbyists, who are some of the most powerful ones in Santa Fe.
Dee Dee Feldman is a former state senator.
Money is their business, and they're very good with it, and they know how to use it to get their way in the New Mexico legislature.
In fact, New Mexico is among a handful of states that legalizes triple-digit interest on installment loans. As a result, the industry flourishes here. Almost 600 storefront lenders are licensed in New Mexico. They go by names like Security Finance, Lend Nation, Title Max. In Albuquerque, there are 3 times more storefront lenders than there are McDonald's. In Gallup, the population of 21,000 is served by 40 storefront lenders peddling triple interest loans.
And it's really a terrible situation.
Winona Nava is CEO at Santa Fe's Guadalupe Credit Union. Why do consumers seek out these small loan businesses?
Because they see them as easy, they see them as fast. The people that work there are very nice, and the people, when they leave there, feel like they've been helped. But then when they get home and see the reality of the payments, they realize they haven't been helped.
And the financial harm is well documented in terms of people who lose their cars, are unable to pay off debt, end up defaulting.
I didn't know how to get extra money right away, so I would try the loan companies.
Feline Peters knows the problem firsthand. In need of cash to pay bills, she borrowed $565 from the cash store in Gallup at almost 175% interest.
Having to pay every pay period, it's like, oh my gosh.
After Feline fell behind on payments, the cash store withdrew the money directly from her checking account, draining it. They took all your money.
Yes, they did.
Because Feline had defaulted on the loan, the cash store took her to court. Legal aid intervened. The case was eventually dropped.
I lost my husband of 32 years, and I had 2 grandchildren living with us.
We'll call her Sandra. Battling cancer and living on Social Security, she turned to storefront lenders to meet expenses. Sandra took out 5 triple-digit loans.
I got to the point where I was taking out every loan they would offer me, so it was never ending. The loans weren't getting paid off. You pay one loan off, you open another one, they offer you $50 more, you're going to take it.
They knew that you had bad credit.
Right.
They knew that you were only living on Social Security.
Yes.
That you didn't have a savings account.
Right.
And they gave you loans anyway?
Yes.
Unable to make payments, she risked having her car repossessed. Fortunately, the Guadalupe Credit Union stepped in and bailed her out. Now, Sandra is able to sleep at night. Today, the storefront loan industry is under pressure to reduce its high interest rates. State lawmakers are considering a bill that would bring New Mexico in line with most other states by capping the interest rate on consumer installment loans at 36%.
There is no stretch of the imagination that 175% interest rate is conscionable.
Larry Barker, KRQE, News 13.
This afternoon, the state Senate approved Senate Bill 66, which caps installment loan interest rates at 36%. The measure now goes to the state House for consideration.